Hello, welcome to another episode of Made for Makers. Today we'll be talking about how I market. This is such a bad topic for me because I cannot market myself to save my life, and I hate the fact that I have to market myself sometimes. I like doing stuff because I like doing stuff. I like leatherworking because it's satisfying to see a project. I don't usually market myself. Although technically I suppose I am a YouTuber because I put videos up on YouTube. I am not a professional YouTuber because I do not make money off it yet, or hope to do in the future. But that is exactly the point. I need to market myself. So first of all, let's start off with what I currently do and what I would like to do in the future. So to start off with, I have a website. It's called CorsoWorkshop.com. Previously, I used to have another website called Borscht3D.net. Borscht3D was obviously about all the stuff that I did on the channel, which is all the YouTube projects. I used to have write-ups, I used to have blogs, a blog post over there, some of which I will transfer onto this new website, and I'll be talking about it in a second. But Borscht3D was all about prop making, woodworking, leatherworking, DIY, all the general DIY sort of things. I spoke in the last video, or the one before, that I found my identity to be more related to leatherworking, and I wanted to have a little bit more of a traditional craftsman connotation to my work. Therefore, I rebranded myself into Corso Workshop. So I am marketing myself as Corso Workshop nowadays. Now, obviously, I had a little bit of a difficult time trying to come up with a new identity, with a new brand, because I was trying to find something which wasn't too modern. At least it wouldn't be associated with something which is too modern. Like if I did, for example, I don't know, if I did something like Kurt's Workshop or Kurt something like that, Borch Workshop, I think it would have had a bit of a modern connotation. If I did something generic like traditional leatherworking or something like that, it would have been tied to one thing in particular, and I would have preferred to have a little bit more of a wider variety of skills and crafts to display. So finally I settled on Corso Workshop, and I think it, at least to me, it is the right amount of freedom to do what I like, with a traditional connotation to it. Now I may be wrong, other people may see it differently, but that is my take on it. Corso Workshop as a website is very small at the moment. I started it about a month ago or something like that. I try to keep it up to date, and I am still obviously tied down with how many videos I can make and edit and upload. I know that one will go up very soon, either tonight or tomorrow. But then I always accompany my videos as much as possible I accompany them with write-ups, which I have on my website, and I try to give like a little snippet of it, a write-up snippet on Facebook. Obviously, I upload images on Instagram and post something on Twitter, even though that's usually useless. I never get any reaction from that. In terms of how I actually market myself, I think I mostly market myself through Facebook and Instagram. My website is getting some traffic, but that is normal for me, because I'm still flying way beneath the radar. And honestly, I don't want to have the pressure to have to upload content on a regular basis, because then it puts pressure on me. I hate having making as a hobby be the source of pressure. I have enough pressure and other responsibilities in life, but making sure, in my opinion, shouldn't be one of them, just yet at least. So I always try to be cautious, and try not to set expectations too high. I never try to say, okay, I'm going to upload a video every week, because if I do that, I know that it will obviously pay off better, and I'll have like better hits on YouTube and on Instagram and stuff like that. But I don't want to have to set myself a limit where I say, listen, when I'm even if I am exhausted, I have to get something out, because then if I'm exhausted, I'm not concentrating properly on it. I'm not going to give my 100% to it, and if I lose focus, then it's going to be end up in a bad video, which I've had before, and I wouldn't be completely happy with them. In fact, I've had a video or two where I removed them in the past. Marketing myself, I think, is a very tricky subject for me, because first of all, I'm not very good at it. I don't really like promoting myself, in general, but even when I do, I don't think I know exactly what I'm doing. So perhaps I could learn. I try to learn. But mostly I market myself on my website, YouTube obviously. Facebook and Instagram seem to be the best two platforms for me, especially Instagram. Facebook is good for people that you know already. But Instagram is good for people you don't know, and it's generally got a wider audience. Usually my stories get about 100 views each, my posts get about 100 views each, or sometimes a bit more, depending on what they are and how they're tagged, which is very important. I definitely want to look into marketing myself better in the future. It's just not the right time yet, but in the future I will, and I hope that I get good results from it. I see other makers out there who market themselves very, very well. I shall definitely be looking at what they do, especially up and coming ones who are doing very well. And definitely, they must be doing something right. We'll have to see what the future brings. We'll have to see how this develops, and we'll have to see what happens in the future. Thank you very much for joining me for this episode of Made for Makers. I will see you tomorrow with the next episode, and as always, stay safe and keep making.